We're sisters, and together we're Crumbs.
We both like cooking
And we love food and chocolate and red wine.
This is 8 apple cake. You will need not 1, not 2, but 8 apples. Well, actually, you need 450 grams of apples once they're chopped. You need 200 grams plain flour, 200 grams caster sugar, a teaspoon or so of Demerara sugar, 120 grams of melted butter, 3 eggs, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And you'll also need some lemon juice. While you start peeling, I'm just going to juice this lemon because apples brown very quickly, and if you put lemon juice on it, something in the acid I think stops them browning. So I'm just going to throw the lemon juice into that bowl in the sink, and then you can pop the apples. And we can pop the apples straight in once we've chopped them. These apples are just from my tree. They're any old apples. They're a mixture. Yeah, they're a mixture of eating apples and sharper cooking apples. So taste them. If they're very, very sharp, you'll need a little bit more sugar. If they're very sweet, you'll need a lot less sugar. I'm going to show you something.
Wow.
Oh yes, I knew this would come in one day. It's an apple corer. Yeah, I hope I'm not going to take a finger off. I'm not actually. The kids love it. We saw one at a friend's house. Oh my God, that's amazing. Awesome. Now, apple and cinnamon, lovely combination. I'm just going to sprinkle that half a teaspoon. Just give it a quick mix. And then we're going to set that to one side just for a second. Oh, oven. I'm going to put the oven on. Oven at 180. How much apple is that? I once ate half of one of these cakes for breakfast and was very pleased with myself because I actually thought I was doing myself good by eating cake because I'd eaten pretty much all of my 5 a day in one sitting. Now all you do is combine all the dry ingredients. So we've got 200 grams of plain flour, and I'm going to mix 200 grams of caster sugar with that, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So all the dry ingredients are now combined. If you crack the eggs and then pour them into here, and I'm just going to pour that melted butter in, 6 level tablespoons of melted butter, and it works out as about 120 grams. So actually it doesn't feel like there's a lot of fat in it, really, compared to some cakes. Yeah, but it's because the apples are so moist and you get so much juice from them. And I've lined and greased a 20 centimetre tin over there.
So do you think you could put some ginger in here? Or?
Yeah, you could put ginger, you could put raisins. You could probably substitute some of the apples for raspberries or pears or anything that's in season. It's like your muffins.
Yeah.
I love it with apple, and it sounds really odd, but I've cooked so many apple cakes over the years, and this for me is the definitive one. It's so appley, because lots of times you get an apple cake and it'll just have a few bits of apple in, or apple juice or grated apple, and what you want here is like chunks of apple, and it's great. It's a great breakfast cake, and it's also really good with a bit of Lancashire cheese or sort of Wensleydale or something crumbly and yummy, or it's good with or it's good just with a espresso in the morning after a long night.
Having it for breakfast.
Yeah,
I think that sounds.
I've made this loads of times for breakfast.
That and the newspaper and no children.
Oh. I'm going to fold in these apples now into here with all the lemon juice and the cinnamon. In they go.
So it's quite nice having different types of apple, isn't it? Because the cocktail,
absolutely.
An apple cocktail.
This is kind of sort of fairly shoddily lined. That's because I've run out of greaseproof paper, so I've improvised with a butter wrapper. And I'm going to just smooth those down into the corners so we get a nice even bake. And then I'm going to top off with about a teaspoon, or however much, might do a bit more, of sugar. Actually, I'm probably going to use a couple of teaspoons. Make sure it's nice and even. And this goes in there for 45 to 50 minutes at 180. Oh, it's still hot. Can you imagine how good this is for breakfast?
Oh, amazing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lovely. So, I mean, it's the best apple cake.
It's so appley. It's not cake with a bit of apple, is it? It's real apple cake. So that was an 8 apple cake with how many apples?
8. If you like it, if you've made it, tell us how many apples you put in yours. Did you use pears, blackberries, raspberries? The But lots of fruity options. Yeah, a bit of ginger. You like the ginger. Leave your comments below. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. And
subscribe.
She's the bossy one.
We're sisters, and together we're Crumbs. We both like cooking, and we love food, and chocolate, and red wine.